Say this is going to be a long and difficult trial for many in this community. One of Dylann Roof's relatives got so
at some point in time, not only to help those that are victims, but to also help his family as well.
Who typically 21-year-olds communicate via social media. It's extremely important to seize their computers,
Here on site to work through the process of getting Mr. Roof back to South Carolina.
Shelby, North Carolina released this raw dash cam video of officers pulling Roof over, frisking him.
The defense, keep in mind the ability to assist and willing to cooperate is not the same.
How you feeling?
Why did you do it?
How'd you feel?
Anything to say?
Dylann Storm Roof is an American white supremacist, neo-Nazi, and mass slayer convicted of perpetrating the Charleston church shooting on June 17, 2015, in the U.S. state of South Carolina. He destroyed lives with impunity, and even though he was caught and incarcerated, there is no way he can truly be brought to justice. So what were the factors in his life which led him down such a path of terror? Here's an in-depth look into his life. A turbulent life. Roof exhibited obsessive-compulsive behavior as he grew up, obsessing over germs and insisting on having his hair cut in a certain style. When he was in middle school, he started smoking marijuana and was once caught spending money on it. At least that's what Paige Mann, his stepmother, said about Roof. In 9 years, Roof attended at least 7 schools in 2 South Carolina counties. He apparently stopped attending classes in 2010 and, according to his family, dropped out of school and spent his time alternating between playing video games and taking drugs. He was on the rolls of a local evangelical Lutheran congregation, but it was unclear if he had recently attended.
Have you explained to your client the charges contained in the various indictments?
Historic hate crime when 21-year-old Dylann Roof allegedly opened fire in one of the most famous black churches.
I have earlier on.
In your opinion, does he understand the charges, the punishment, and the Constitution?
who typically 21-year-olds communicate via social media. It's extremely important to seize their computers,
The defense, keep in mind the ability to assist and willing to cooperate is not the same.
And asked, where's the minister?
He asked that.
He asked, where's the minister?
Prior to the attack, Roof was living alternately in Bennett's and Cowell's homes in downtown Columbia and Hopkins, respectively, but was mostly raised by his stepmother. He allegedly spent his time using drugs and getting drunk. His maternal uncle, Carson Cowles, said that he has expressed concern about the social withdrawal of his then 19-year-old nephew because he still didn't have a job, a driver's license, or anything like that, and he just stayed in his room a lot of the time. Cowles said he tried to mentor Roof, but Roof rejected his attempts to help and they drifted apart. A former high school classmate said that, despite Roof's racist comments, some of his friends in school were black. Clearly a severely troubled young man, Dylann was set on a path of self-destruction. It was only a matter of time before his target became someone other than himself. All he needed was a push, and it came quickly. The Charleston church incident. By the time of the attack, Roof had a prior police record consisting of 2 arrests, both made in the months preceding the attack. He was investigated on 1 occasion during his period, but without arrest or charge. It was clear that he had developed a reputation as a black sheep and was under the spotlight. On the evening of June 17, 2015, a mass laying took place at Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in downtown Charleston, South Carolina, United States. During a routine Bible study at the church, a white man about 21 years old, later identified as Roof, opened fire with a handgun, slaying 9 people. Roof was unemployed and living in largely African-American Eastover at the time of the attack. Manhunt and capture. The attack was treated as a hate crime by police, and officials from the Federal Bureau of Investigation were called in to assist in the investigation and manhunt. At 10:44 a.m. on the morning after the attack, Roof was captured in a traffic stop in Shelby, North Carolina, approximately 245 miles from the shooting scene. A .45 caliber pistol was found in the car during the arrest, though it was not immediately apparent if it was the same one used in the attack. Police received a tip-off from a driver, Debbie Dills, from Gastonia, North Carolina. She recognized Roof driving his car a black Hyundai Elantra with South Carolina license plates, and a 3-flag Confederate States of America bumper decoration on U.S. Route 74, recalling security camera images taken at the church and distributed to the media. Aftermath of carnage. On the day he was captured on June 18, 2015, Roof confessed to committing the Charleston attack with the intention of starting a race conflict and reportedly told investigators he almost did not go through with the shooting because members of the church study group had been so nice to him. Federal prosecutors said in August 2016 that Roof was self-radicalized online instead of adopting his white supremacist ideology through his personal associations or experiences with white supremacist groups or individuals or others. On June 20th, 2015, a website that had been registered to a Dylann Roof on February 9th, 2015, LastRhodesian.com, was discovered. Through the identity of a domain's owner was intentionally masked the day after it was registered. Law enforcement officials confirmed Roof as the owner. The site included a cache of photos of Roof posing with a handgun and a Confederate battle flag, as well as with the widely recognized neo-Nazi code numbers 88, an abbreviation for the salute Heil Hitler, and 1488 written in sand. Roof was also seen spitting on and burning on American flag. The website also contained an unsigned 244-word manifesto apparently authored by Roof, in which he outlined his opinions, all methodically broken into the following sections: blacks, Jews, Hispanics, East Asians, patriotism, and an explanation. The manifesto states that its author was truly awakened by coverage of the slaying of Trayvon Martin. According to web server logs, Roof's website was last modified at 4:44 p.m. on June 17, 2015, when Roof noted,
"Human being who would go into a place of worship and people would pray."
Here on site to work through the process of getting Mr. Roof back to South Carolina.
In custody, where he will always remain.
Our church will get through it. It's tough times, but I know for a fact everybody will press on.
Freedom to be full what God intends us to be and have equality in the sight of God.
At the time of this writing, I am in a great hurry. According to court document files in August 2016, Roof drafted 2 other manifestos, one in 2015 and the other in jail, recovered from his vehicle and jail cell respectively. He also made a list of churches and a selection of victims along with other writings. His leanings were clear for all the world to see even before his crime. Weapons purchases and FBI labs. It was later revealed that Roof had purchased a gun used in the shooting from a retail gun store in West Columbia, using money given to him on his birthday. FBI Director James Comey said that Roof was able to purchase the gun used in the attack only because of lapses in the FBI's background check system. On October 28, 2021, Charleston attorney Carl Pierce, whose firm represented Reverend Daniel Simmons, confirmed that the federal government would pay $88 million. The U.S. Justice Department approved the settlement but did not admit guilt. 1 week prior to the shooting, 2 of his friends had tried to hide the gun after Roof claimed he was going to slay people. They returned it to him after the girlfriend of one of the friends, in whose trailer they hid the gun, pointed out that her boyfriend was on probation and needed to have the gun out of his possession. One of the friends who briefly hid Roof's gun away from him said, "I don't think the church was his primary target because he told us he was going for the school, but I think he couldn't get into the school because of the security, so I think he just settled for the church." An African-American friend of his said that he never witnessed Roof expressing any racial prejudice, but also said that a week before the shooting, Roof had confided in him that he would commit a shooting at a college.
Stainless steel French door refrigerator, only $9.99. And LG 55-inch.
It was raised in federal court previously, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was raised pursuant to a letter that you...
The kind, spirited person that he is, he...
9th grade, what did you do? Did you stay at home? Did you work? Or what did you do?
Survivors, there were 3 total?
Yes.
And what did she do?
Other charges for trespassing.
Okay, all right.
Missed red flags. According to a childhood friend, Roof went on a rant about the slaying of Trayvon Martin and the 2015 Baltimore protests that were sparked by the death of Freddie Gray while Gray was in police custody. He also often claimed that blacks were taking over the world. Roof reportedly told friends and neighbors of his plans to slay people, including a plot to attack the College of Charleston, but his claims were not taken seriously. One image from his Facebook page showed him wearing a jacket decorated with 2 obsolete flags used as emblems among American white supremacist movements, those of Rhodesia in apartheid-era South Africa. Another online photo showed Roof sitting on the hood of his car with an ornamental license plate with a Confederate flag on it. According to his roommate, Roof expressed his support for racial segregation in the United States and had wanted to start a civil war. Trial and sentencing. On January 10, 2017, the jury recommended the death penalty for Roof.
Say this is going to be a long and difficult trial for many in this community. One of Dylann Roof's relatives got so...
Shelby, North Carolina released this raw dash cam video of officers pulling Roof over, frisking him.
Lawyers admit to it all, saying that he did it and telling us that they may not even call any witnesses.
We're a very loving community, and we're going to reach out to everyone, all victims.
How you feeling? Why did you do it?
How'd you feel?
Anything to say?
At some point in time, not only to help those that are victims, but to also help his family as well.
And on January 11, 2017, Judge Gergel formally sentenced Roof to his death. Until April 19, 2017, Roof was located at the Charleston County Jail. On that day, federal authorities took custody of him and took him to FTC Oklahoma City. On April 22, 2017, Roof arrived at USP Terre Haute, the location of the federal death row for men and the federal execution chamber where he awaits his fate. That's all we have for you folks. Join us next time.